What's going on, hustlers? Back at you guys with another video. So we're in a bit of a different spot. We're in the crazy villa in Thailand. So you guys are gonna have to just watch the Thailand vlog to see like the full house tour. But this is I'm in a crazy pad right now, bro. It's like a 4-story, 7 bedroom. It's not even a villa, bro. It's like a mega mansion. Yeah, y'all gonna have to watch that. Or you could check me out on Instagram. Check me out on Instagram. We took a private jet out here. And then we hopping on a fat yacht with some jet skis later on in the week. Gonna go train some Muay Thai. Yeah, man, I work hard. I've been an entrepreneur for about 6 years, and this year, like not even really this, like the last 90 days is when it's finally been starting to pay off for me. So I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor. I'm taking a little victory lap. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So this is the second part of revealing everything that DLA told me from their TKO seminar. So let's get right into it. Fiscal year 2023 business profile. Now remember, this is specifically for DLA Land and Maritime. Um, let's see, 9 million requisitions per year. And then 348,000 contracts per year. If I'm not mistaken, I believe requisitions or solicitations. But don't quote me on that. I don't know. I wasn't there for the beginning of this guy. Like I missed like the first 3 minutes of this guy's presentation. But yeah, they awarded 348,000 contracts per year. So this is just DLA Land and Maritime. Um, and I actually thought that DLA in total buys 2.5 million line items, but I was told that DLA Land and Maritime alone buys 2.5 million items. It didn't say line items, so I don't know what the difference is, but bottom line is it's a lot of stuff. They support 1.9 thousand weapon systems. Now, these last two numbers are interesting. So DLA, as you know, they're a wholesaler, right? They sell to other people and they also sell to other like countries' militaries. So DLA has 21,000 customers, but only 3.7K suppliers. I'm not even gonna elaborate on that. You do the math. If you're watching this video, you're pretty bright. You do the math. Now, another interesting number here. So the breakdown. So this is what DLA Land and Maritime is comprised of. 2,635 people in their workforce are civilians. Only 61 of them are military. So I think a lot of people just have this misconception that when you're dealing with DLA, you're dealing with like super formal government people, but a lot of these people are super nice. Sourcing and qualification division. Oh, this is just a breakdown of like what this division does. They provide the Department of Defense with pre-approved suppliers of standardized parts to become a qualified supplier. I'm literally going to give you guys the notes on this. Whatever you choose to do with this is at your own discretion. I'm giving you the website, literally the website to do it. I'm telling you the steps to do it. I'm not going to elaborate on this anymore. If you want any more if you want any more elaboration on this, click the link down below, but this is more than anybody else in the entire country is giving people. So I don't want to hear any complaining about, oh, you're holding the sauce. I'm giving you the sauce, all right? You want to become a qualified supplier? This is the process. You submit a package, so a source approval request package. You provide testing. I'm a little jet lagged. Then you have to pass an audit, then you submit retention reports, right? This is literally the link right here that you go to if you want to go um submit a source approval request. Now, this quote right here, I just had to write it down just to emphasize the importance of packaging. Good products with bad packaging are no good. And that's a quote from DLA Land and Maritime, literally saying, I don't care if you give us the most elite product, the best product ever. If the packaging is shit, we can't accept it, right? So not good. So that just tells you guys the importance of packaging. And then the product verification program, they ensure the right item is provided to the warfighter and then runs with GDEP. So I've heard of GDEP or GDEP, however you want to call it. And it stands, but I didn't know what it stood for. So it stands for Government Industry Data Exchange Program. So I'm assuming that that means DLA talks to other aspects of the military, their other customers. And then come ups. So the come ups group is literally a task force. And then the counterfeit material unauthorized product substitution group. So I used to think DCMA was like your worst enemy. The come ups group, They are like SEAL Team 6 of DCMA. Like you don't know if you see them at your front door, they're not there to come get you. Like if the come ups group is coming to snipe you, you won't know that you've been sniped until it's too late. These guys are apparently like the SEAL Team 6 of cracking down on fraud. So y'all better be doing your due diligence and don't be trying to pull a fast one. And then some of the values that DLA mentioned of testing, they ensure product conformance and then mitigates the risk of counterfeit parts entering the supply chain. So that's kind of just an explanation as to why they do that. You know, the difference between first article test and production lot testing. A first article test is a prototype. It just ensures that you have the capability to make it. So typically this is going to be for something that's brand new that the government has never bought before from your company or the company that's providing it. Production lot testing, that comes after first article testing. And this is when the government, let's say, already purchased something from you. And then they're just like, okay, we want to do a production lot test, take something out of the lot of something that like you're doing a reoccurring sale with, and then we want to make sure you're still meeting the requirements. So that's the difference between first article test and production lot testing. Um, and then so you submit a source approval request, and then if it gets approved, then you have to complete a source approval package, and within that package is a source approval request. That's to become an authorized manufacturer. I'm not gonna go into it any more than that. I want to keep this video short. I'm tired. I'm jet lagged. And if you want any clarification, click the link. Defense Priority Acquisition System, DPAS. This is different than DFAS. So this, in summary, this just has to do with like the priority in which you should be fulfilling contracts and like which orders need to be prioritized if you're a manufacturer, right? So it allows the president to require personnel prioritize and accept contracts for material and services as necessary to promote the national defense. It's the president's primary authority to mobilize resources and expedite critical industrial items, and it does not require an emergency declaration. So this is really good because if something happens, right, there's not really a check or a balance for this. It's just like, okay, we can fire like whatever the administration deems is important, they can fire it off, then pass that down the chain to DLA. Then DLA will notate the priority of the order. And then you get to pass that information on about the order to your vendor or manufacturer. And then Executive Order 12919, Defense Production Act, designates the Secretary of Commerce to administer stuff within DPAS, the Defense Priority Acquisition System. So DX is the highest national priority rating. I forget what the guy was going fast, so I couldn't type it all. DX, if you see DX on a contract, very high priority, like you got to get that done ASAP. DO is not that high, or it's a lower tier than that one. So it is important, but it's not as important as DX. DX is like, all right, stop, drop, and roll because we got to fire. 4 elements of a rated order. So it needs to have priority rating, a required delivery date. So not deliver on or about or as soon as possible. These contracts that are rated, they're going to have a required delivery date. Like this has to be there, no non-negotiable. And then you're going to need a manual or electronic signature that's going to be required. And then a statement that reads in substance, this is a rated order certified for national defense use. So those are like the 4 components, right? So if you don't have all 4 of those, you could be dealing with a rated order, right? Like a higher priority, but it's not the highest level of priority. For the shit when it's like, okay, this needs to be done, these are the 4 elements that you need. Source approval request. How to submit a source approval request? Use the DLA SAR guide. SAR is a source approval request, a package of new information provided by a prospective supplier to become an approved source for procurement of an NSN. To submit a SAR, it cannot be acquisition method suffix code G. That I could talk about for like fucking 30, 40 minutes. I'm not going to. Basically, AMSC code, when you look on the approved source page in bold letters, it says AMSC, and then there's like some colons, and then there's a letter, right? So as long as that AMSC code is not G, you can submit a source approval request for it. So it can't be coded as G for full and open competition. And it has to be coded as other than full and open competition. For example, AMSC code Bravo, Charlie, or Delta. These 2 lines are freaking redundant. I don't even know. I was tired probably, and I was just writing these down. So there's different categories of source approval requests. So company one, if you can make the exact material, provide thorough documentation, the material's already been provided to the government. Category two, a company can submit a category two package if they make a similar part and can prove they have the capability to make the exact part. Category three covers items that do not meet category one or category two, but the company may have the capabilities to make the exact part. And then category four, that's brand new or relatively new. That's published November 2022. So any submissions for material under category four are submitting for source approval by means of reverse engineering. So what this means is you then have to reach out to the government. DLA has to then send you the material. You have to get approval for it, and they can say yes or no. And then DLA then has to send you the material and then give you approval to reverse engineer it. And then you, as the supplier, you bear all the risk for purchasing that material. For it to be approved, or for your company to get the opportunity to be approved to reverse engineer the material, it has to be in stock, and then the engineering support activity must approve it. And then ideally, you don't want it to be a critical safety application item. It could be, but just from what I heard from the horse's mouth, the engineering support activity may deny it if it is a critical safety application item. So just keep that in mind when you're applying to become a manufacturer for an approved NSN. Package consideration. All right, you guys can pause the video, read the rest of this. All this stuff is like pretty much straightforward stuff that's like pretty normal when you're doing business. So I'm not gonna go too deep into that. But yeah, that's the breakdown of the second day of the Defense Logistics Agency take TKO seminar part 2. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram if you want my free acronym PDF. Click the link in the description or in my bio on Instagram to book a time to speak with me on my calendar. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Not only am I looking forward to your success, I am sure of it.